Shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this update. Whether you need a domain, website, online store, whatever it is, make it with Squarespace. Get 10% off your first purchase when you go to squarespace.com/theknow. Welcome to The Know, I'm Ashley. The E3 countdown continues, and Blizzard has confirmed that yes, it is working on a new Diablo game. I'm so excited, you guys. Well, they didn't make an official announcement or anything yet. The developer revealed the information thanks to a job listings page. According to the Blizzard Careers website, the developer is currently looking for a dungeon artist for an unannounced Diablo project. It says, we're working on a new unannounced Diablo project. Are you a skilled dungeon artist? Come work with us, and together we will build something exceptional. So yes, we don't know if this is a new Diablo, if it's the possibly rumored Diablo 3 remastered for the Switch, if it's an older Diablo that they're remaking, but they've got something in the works. And Diablo 3 just grabbed me and pulled me in, and I want more, you guys. I've been wanting a Diablo 4 announcement forever. Well, not forever, but definitely since I finished with Diablo 3. Destiny 2 is rolling out a new mode as part of its second year of content. It's called Gambit, and it's described as a PvPvE mode where 2 teams of 4 players battle hordes of enemies on 2 separate battlefields, and each team can collect motes which cause a stronger enemy to spawn for the other team, so you can kind of mess with them if you're doing well. Also, members of each team can invade the other team's battlefield, so that's fun. It's part of the game's next update called Forsaken, which is due out in September. We'll see how players like the new mode. Definitely sounds like a cool concept, and so far the chatter from what they've announced for their upcoming content has been pretty positive, which is great for Destiny 2 fans because they've been having a hard time. We've got a release date for the final season of Telltale's critically acclaimed The Walking Dead series of games. The first episode releases August 14th for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. In a new trailer that they've released, we see Clementine, who is grown up and leading a group of survivors while also trying to care for a young kid named AJ. The trailer shows her talking to AJ on a bridge while a dead zombie is half submerged in a river below. In true Walking Dead fashion, their conversation is, well, really grim as they talk about rules for survival while AJ fiddles with a revolver. The game's also coming to the Switch, but Telltale says that's gonna happen later in 2018. And we'll be talking to those guys more at E3, so hope you tune in. Last year's Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago was kind of a disaster. Kind of a lot of a disaster, with thousands of attendees not being able to log on to the app thanks to widespread service outages, which, you know, is kind of the whole purpose of the festival. Well, now Niantic is paying $1.5 million as the result of a lawsuit from unhappy fans. You might remember that soon after the event, Niantic refunded everyone their $20 admission price and gave them $100 worth of Pokecoins along with the legendary Pokemon Lugia, but that didn't stop the class action suit that was filed by a festival attendee from California over travel costs and things like that. Now Niantic has agreed to pay more than $1.5 million to settle all claims over any fact and/or circumstance related to issues that prevented Pokemon Go Fest attendees from being able to play, according to the official notice. Not clear yet just how that's going to break down for the individual attendees. There's been a site set up called GoFestSettlement.com where people who attended the festival can join the class action suit. So if that's you, there you go. Looks like we'll be getting an open beta for the upcoming open world racer, The Crew 2, you know, the one that looks like in the trailers all Inception-y. A closed beta for the game ended recently. Now the game's official site's been updated to say open beta coming soon, and it adds tune in at E3 to learn more. Meanwhile, it looks like Ubisoft is ending support for the original game, so I guess hoping to move the whole fan base from one game up to the other game. Developer Ivory Tower said in a blog post that The Crew will no longer receive patches, but that the servers will stay up. So there is that. The game is not going away, they're just not going to be adding to it anymore. The dev added, we will continue running occasional maintenances to ensure optimal performance, and our support teams will remain available for any issues you may encounter. The Crew 2 is set to release later this month on June 29th for PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4. We'll also be talking to them at E3, so tune in for that. Speaking of racing games, reviews are in for the arcade-style vehicular combat game Onrush. It's currently got a score of 76 on Metacritic and 78 on OpenCritic. The game's got a pretty interesting concept because while it is a racing game, the real action is between 2 teams of cars who are duking it out across 4 different modes. Twinfinite loved it, saying, Onrush's blend of classic arcade racing, stunning visuals, and online team-based shooter ideas make it unique enough to stand out even against the competition of old. It's an unconventional idea, but it's the most fun you're likely to have with a racing game this generation. high praise. Meanwhile, Push Square wrote, Onrush is a chaotic arcade game that surprisingly comes together, even if there are question marks regarding its longevity. This brash vehicular experience draws inspiration from several different areas of the industry, but it reassembles them into something unusual and entertaining. Onrush is out now for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One in case you want to get your vehicular combat on. Sony's promised that we'll get a string of game announcements every day from now until their E3 presentation next week, and the first one was announced this morning. You guys, you thought that they had something cool going with God of War? Oh no, this takes it to a whole new level. This is a stunning looking game called Tetris Effect. And it's from Tetsuya Mizuguchi, the developer who made Luminous and Res Infinite. So if just the Tetris didn't sell you on it, Luminous, guys. This is the Luminous guy. It's definitely a more trippy take on Tetris with lots of spacey themes, kaleidoscopic effects. The game is named after the phenomenon of seeing blocks from the game even when you're not playing. It's going to be playable at E3 and it's releasing for PlayStation 4 and even trippier, PlayStation VR this fall. VR is going to be real weird with that one. I want to get in the middle of it. You probably don't, but that'd be really cool. Warner Brothers' DCEU is getting even more complicated because it wasn't enough already. Word is they're exploring yet another Joker standalone film, as in not the Joaquin Phoenix one. This one focused on the Jared Leto version of the character introduced in Suicide Squad that everyone loved. Look, this iteration of the beloved DC villain is divisive at best, with many critics not too fond of the Juggalo-ish take on everyone's favorite clown prince of crime, but Warner Brothers just needs the DCEU train to keep on rolling, I guess. This is on top of the other movie they're doing. This is on top of the, let's see, they've got Gotham City Sirens plus another female trio one that they have announced that also starring Harley Quinn and, well, everything else they've got going on. Still kind of early days yet on the Leto movie, so they don't have a writer or anything yet, but it's something that they're exploring. He's agreed to produce and star in it, so we'll see what we get. Today, we got a better look at Sony's animated Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The new trailer shows us our main character, Miles Morales, as he learns the way of the spider from Peter Parker himself, boasting a fresh animation style, diverse cast, and creative input from Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. This alternate reality take on the world of Spider-Man is looking pretty awesome so far, not gonna lie, especially with the reveal of comic fan favorite character Spider-Gwen, who originated in an alternate universe where the radioactive spider bit Gwen Stacy instead of Peter Parker. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is pretty firmly established in the MCU now, and the animation for Into the Spider-Verse is so radically different from anything Sony is doing with their official MCU Spidey movies. They don't seem to be having the same kind of trouble that DCEU's had with their at times confusing alternate takes on characters and lack of solid central timeline. We'll see, though, if that holds up when Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse comes out in December. But while we're talking about Phil Lord and Chris Miller movie trailer news, it seems everything is not awesome for Emmett, Wildstyle, Unikitty, and all their friends. The first trailer for the LEGO Movie 2, the second part, dropped today and shows that things are not going so well for our favorite blockheads. Sequels are pretty much always darker. They tend to. You gotta raise the stakes and everything, but this one is going post-apocalyptic. Apparently, Taco Tuesday ruined Bricksburg, and everything is robots and mutants and Mad Max deserts now. Emma does seem to have his trademark optimism in place, though, so don't worry there. This is still safe for the kiddos, and hopefully still smart-ass enough for the adults as well. There's a little bit of a wait for this one, though. It doesn't hit theaters until February 8th, 2019, but super looking forward to it. We're getting some awesome movies, guys. I'd like so many of these. All right, that's the news for this roundup. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. And to make sure you get news from every corner of the internet every weekday, like this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to the Know. Thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this update. Squarespace is your one-stop shop for establishing your own corner of the internet, whether you need a domain or a website, online store, whatever it is, it's super easy to get started. They've got a free trial so you can check out their different design templates, see what you like, what's gonna work for you. They've got 24/7 customer service, and they're an all-in-one platform, so there's nothing for you to install or patch or upgrade. You don't have to deal with any of that. You just make your website and it works. We've used them in the past too. I actually built the holiday gift guide last year using Squarespace, so I have spent a lot of time with their templates and tools and can confirm it's really straightforward, really easy to understand, but if you want to dig in and really customize all the little details to get it looking just the way you're picturing it in your mind, you can do that. If you've already got a domain but you haven't done anything with it yet, you can also transfer it to Squarespace so you don't have to keep track of multiple vendors, which is nice. And they'll even help you manage products, orders, and inventory if you're putting together an online store. Try it out for free on squarespace.com. Then when you're ready to go, you can get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain by going to squarespace.com/theknow.